Chi Academy in California holds a talk about novel coronavirus to dispel myth. Pandan Indah kindergartners learn about traditional culture during the Lunar New Year. Welcome to the Headlines. I'm Siri Su. Thank you for joining us. In the United States, Irvine's Chinese community is worried about the spread of novel coronavirus. Therefore, Tzu Chi Academy canceled their original plan to host a spring charity bazaar. Instead, they held a talk about the virus. Let's take a look.
An informative talk is held to share with the parents the truth about the epidemic.
For sanitation purposes, washing your hands can help rid of the germs. It is best to wash with soap and not just water alone.
In Irvine, California, there has been much fake news in the Chinese community about the novel coronavirus. Thus, the doctor is here to dispel the myths.
The doctor gave us good information, and also if you're to gather information on your own, we should receive them from the right kind of channels to help with prevention.
I appreciate the school giving us such pertinent information with the help of the medical staff. It helps to comfort our worries about the novel coronavirus.
Besides providing the right preventative methods, donation boxes are also circulated, and a student donated all his money to the cause. The Tzu Chi San Francisco branch was invited to a roundtable meeting with the Chinese community to discuss further the concerns about the virus. It is best to approach this epidemic with caution and clear actions.
This new wave of coronavirus infection is spread through droplets and close contact, so we must wear masks to protect ourselves. But what should you do when you sneeze without wearing a mask? Let's hear what the doctors have to say about this.
Sneezing without blocking at all.
Some foreigners did a test to see how far the droplets can travel.
Just like mom.
The sneeze can send the droplets out to 2 meters away. If you are a coronavirus patient, no one knows how many viruses will be spread. Doctors say that the best way to prevent infection is to wear a surgical mask. But if you do not have any mask, what will you do?
I will cover my mouth with my sleeves or pull my clothes up like this. I'll use the clothes I wear to cover my mouth and nose.
This gentleman does it right. Doctor says we can use our clothes.
You can use your sleeves to cover your mouth and nose, and the droplets will be blocked by the clothes on the sleeves.
You can use a handkerchief, your clothes, or tissue paper to cover your mouth and nose. If you don't have any of these, you can use your hands. But you must wash your hands immediately to stop spreading the viruses.
The prevalence of children having attention deficit hyperactivity disorder in Taiwan is about 7%. Although the symptoms will decrease in adulthood, it often affects schoolwork or interpersonal relationships. Nowadays, in addition to early treatment, TCM acupuncture also helps. Let's take a look.
9-year-old Xiang usually plays with his brother at home, and he is easy to interfere with others' behaviors. Also, he may not be attentive when studying or doing homework.
Generally, a child may remember things after reading twice. He may need to read it 4, 5, or 6 times to remember, or it could take him 3 to 4 hours to finish his homework.
Xiang is a child exhibiting symptoms of attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. The obvious behaviors are as follows: inattentive, prone to careless mistakes, impulsive, interrupting conversations and disturbing others. Symptoms usually appear in early childhood, and many than half will continue into adulthood. In addition to regular treatment in early stage, electroacupuncture by traditional Chinese medicine has also proven effective.
Stimulating the scalp is a bit like stimulating the cortex of our brain. Doing this, it may be possible to improve the circulation in his brain and his brain waves, making his overall condition more stable.
The treatment involves injecting needles in the head, but the depth of injection is not as deep as in the muscle. only underneath and parallel to the scrap. Judging from the effective cases, regular treatment can indeed stabilize the child's emotions. Yet, it is necessary to get the child prepared psychologically to overcome a fear of the needles.
There's the Jingsi efforts and that speaks on intentions and strength, and it's the case with the Tzu Chi volunteer in the United States. Rosie is originally from Indonesia. After her family moved to the United States, she had the opportunity to learn about Tzu Chi through sign language songs. And because of it, she began learning how to perform the songs and eventually joined the Tzu Chi family.
Jotting down her notes alongside the Chinese characters, Rosie Ng has put this much effort into her spiritual life for nearly 20 years.
In 2001, when we were learning the sign language songs, there was no pictorial tutorials. Due to language differences, Rosie has had to work harder than the rest because she didn't understand Chinese. So she needs to further ask about the meaning behind the sign. So while others may only have to write down the notes once, she will have to do it 3 times.
Originally from Indonesia, Rosie Ng married into a Taiwanese family, and later they moved to the United States. In 1996, Rosie joined Tzu Chi and found that the sign language songs helped comfort her.
看到一位师姐来比那个歌的时候呢，
I saw a Tzu Chi sister perform a sign language song, and I saw how beautiful it was. I was interested in the meaning of the song, and although I didn't know the lyrics, I could understand what she was trying to convey, and that's how come I began to learn sign language songs.
这是我要的，所以呢，我就好好的去学这个手语。
With a graceful smile and dignified etiquette, Rosie uses her own testimony to inspire English speakers to join Tzu Chi.
他接引了很多新发意的菩
She
萨。
has made connections with lots of people, and these bodhisattvas, no matter if it's learning about Tzu Chi songs or for watch the sutra adaptation performance, they have all enjoyed themselves.
大家都很欢喜。
As the sutra adaptation is held each year, even Rosie's son can now recite the sutra and has been influenced to be a kind and compassionate person. Rosie began to invest in her Dharma wisdom by listening to the master's teachings, but was met with another obstacle.
伊讲啊，我听无闽南语咧。
She says she doesn't understand Taiwanese. I told her it's easy to understand. Just come, and if you need me to, I'll translate it into Mandarin for you.
问互你听，我念国语互你听。
有一个好菩萨，他用
A very kind bodhisattva will translate and recite a wisdom for me. I've been learning the Dharma for about a year now, and I very much appreciate the master's teachings on the Lotus Sutra. It has helped me understand the very many things in life.
很多事情我通了，了解了。
Overcoming obstacles one by one, Rosie's determined not to only change for the better, but also help spread the Dharma to more people.
When Tzu Chi was founded, its first mission was charity mission. For more than 50 years, Tzu Chi volunteers have built up experience in carrying out disaster relief work. Tzu Chi volunteers feel other people's suffering as their own. Whenever help is needed, they offer support without asking for anything in return. In our next report, we'll take you to different parts of the world to see how Tzu Chi volunteers carry out charity mission to help the needy.
On February 6, 2018, with the wood-on-wood clapping sound at 9:40 p.m., everyone at Tzu Chi's headquarters, the Jingsi abode in Hualien, called it a day. 2 hours later, at 11:50 p.m., a strong earthquake rattled Pandan. Rescuers raced against time to save lives.
以前我那拢有过来啦。
有，我们大概有300个医生在这里。
很辛苦哈。
目前是还在抢救。
Staff at the abode immediately set up a disaster relief coordination center. Another group of Tzu Chi staff quickly made phone calls to see if everyone was safe and sound. Monastic practitioners at the abode also gathered in the kitchen to prepare food for quake survivors and rescuers. Although they did not yet know the scale of the disaster, decades of experience told them that ginger soup and hot meals are most helpful in the midnight winter. 2 hours after the quake hit, steamed buns, ginger soup, and soybean milk for 500 people were ready to be distributed. People in shelters, medical personnel in the ER, and the injured in hospital all experienced firsthand the warm, loving care from Tzu Chi. So how did Tzu Chi do it? Inspired by Master Zheng Yan's example, Tzu Chi members feel others' suffering as their very own. Wherever help is needed, they'll be there to offer support without being asked to do so. This is the case not only for the volunteers in Taiwan, but also those in other parts of the world.
然后这是给他们煮饭的油。
我觉得当时上人问我那句话，他在提醒我，我的出发心在哪里？那我就在思考，是啊，我的出发心是因为爱，可是为什么一切都变了？我必须找回原本的那一份爱。怎么去找回那份爱呢？就是照上人所教我们的，在人群中付出。
Located in Southeast Africa, Mozambique is one of the poorest countries in the world. Despite that, the locals are spiritually wealthy, as they are full of love for others. They look after families in need, bring the suffering emotional support, and give out aid to the poor. What they do is no different from what Master Zheng Yan guided Tzu Chi volunteers to do when Tzu Chi was first founded in 1966.
Ntirho lowu wa rirhandzu wa Master Shengeng leswaku wa ni yaka mbilwini. Se loko ni vona mama na Dionisia a boya ni ntirho lowu wa rirhandzu eki swi ni nghenile swi tlhela swi ni tshama ni leswi a ni hanyaka swona nkama luwa a ka ha li swona ni kuma na vutomi bya mina byi kumeka na byi le henhla.
The local volunteers grow crops to not only support themselves, but also share their harvest with the needy.
Exatamente ensinar, e nós também gostamos que venham nos ensinar cada vez mais. E é bom, não só, não podemos só depender de ser ajudados, mostram também de como é que podemos te ajudar, fazer para amanhã.
This is a bag for rice from Taiwan. After finishing the rice, local volunteers sew the rice bags, turning them into carry bags.
娃娃鞋，对，都是手工的。还有我们有拆下的线也不可以收哦，我们觉得这个线很好用哦，一定要继续缝。
Master Zheng Yan loves and cherishes these African volunteers so dearly that she refers to them as precious pearls. With passion and hope in their hearts, these African Tzu Chi volunteers will continue in their effort to transform the lives of countless people in Africa. Started with a Buddhist nun's simple wish to help the poor, Tzu Chi has grown from a tiny seed into a big tree. And the tree has borne more seeds that spread and take root in many other parts of the world. Over the decades, these trees have grown strong, standing tall to provide shelter and support to all unconditionally.
In Kuala Lumpur, the Pandan Indah kindergarteners learn about traditional etiquette during the Lunar New Year. They even went out to greet neighbors for the New Year. In addition, they also learn about recycling concepts. Let's join them there.
我们的长辈们都会给我们压岁钱，也就是红包。
In Kuala Lumpur, Pandan Indah kindergarten celebrates Lunar New Year, teaching children traditional culture and etiquette.
Starting when they are 4, 5, or 6 years old, they learn the same etiquette every year. It is part of humanistic culture. Going to other people's house, we need to greet them. We start teaching them this when they are 4 years old. We repeat this every year because we want to plant seeds of kindness in the children's minds.
Speaking good words, the kindergarteners greet the community residents during Lunar New Year.
Children will learn from watching their parents do things. Father does it this way and mother does it that way. He will do it too. So, if we don't do it, he won't do it.
When we go to other people's house, we need to say auspicious words. Do not eat too many snacks.
The volunteers also promote recycling during the Lunar New Year, and the children watch them attentively.
In order for the earth to be clean, we need to recycle and love the earth during Lunar New Year.
School teachers, parents, and students eat a reunion meal together. The kindergarteners are learning happily through doing. The 9th day of the Lunar New Year is an important celebration for Fujian people living in Malaysia. Traditional sacrifices are usually animals in order to have a safe New Year. However, many people have now changed to express their sincere respect with fruits.
On the 9th day of the first lunar month is God's birthday and also the New Year of Fujian people in Malaysia. Nowadays, many people have changed the tradition gradually to worship God with fruits instead of fish and meat in the past.
My mother has believed in Buddha in her last few years. She went to Buddha Hall with her friends, so she knew killing beings is not good.
God will bless you anyway. It is important to have kind heart.
Coupled with the threat of the new coronavirus in 2019, changing lifestyles is even more urgent.
Actually, it's not only worship God. Whether I go worship, celebrate birthday, or join wedding banquets, I recommend people around me to adopt vegetarian food because we don't want to kill beings in these blessed days.
Everyone knows that those serious diseases are all from meat. We should not eat meat anymore and better not kill anymore.
It is important to cultivate compassion and respect life so as to secure a peaceful world.
Also in Malaysia, on the annual Family Day of Kedah Tzu Chi Dialysis Center, nurses and dialysis patients show gratitude to each other. Many patients seize the opportunity to share their encouraging stories.
This is the family day of the dialysis center. Many dialysis patients stay to make pastries upon finishing their dialysis treatments.
I felt a bit tired after the treatment, but the nurse invited me, so I came to help. We want to do as much as we can, but we'll also depend on our abilities.
Napisa came with a cane to attend the annual dialysis patients gathering. She shared her stories for the past 2 years joyfully.
I can walk before, I can only sit in the wheelchair, but now I can finally walk with a cane. I'm very happy. Plus, the nurses here are very kind to us, like our own mother.
Mr. Han was once desperate due to vision loss, amputation, and kidney problems. However, he has found the strength to live here.
I met many friends here at the dialysis center. The nurses cared for us attentively and always remind our health. I'm very grateful to Tzu Chi, the nurses, and other patients here.
Nurses here showed her their medical mission to care for these dialysis patients with love and help them find new meanings in life.
Malaysia Keep on Grey Love kindergarten teachers brought parents and children on a field trip to a recycling station. While there, they learned about sorting recyclables as well as reusing discarded materials.
Malaysia Keep on Grey Love Kindergarten hosted a field trip to a recycling station in Setapak.
Through recycling, we hope the parents and children can bond, as well as knowing that recycling has great impacts to our environment, so they'll understand how to sort recyclables at home and at school.
When the children drink beverages or eat cup noodles or when you buy snacks for them, these bags cannot be recycled.
Volunteers patiently explain the recyclable and unrecyclable items in hopes to raise the children's awareness of environmental protection.
I've learned to sort recyclables and not to litter, otherwise animals will have no homes. Also, we should not cut trees and kill animals.
Children actually learn from the adults' acts, so we have learned that if the adults are willing to do recycling, the children will follow.
This disposed toilet, hand cleaning pads, and detergent bottles can all be reused for gardening.
I've learned that the pots we use to cook and the fan caps can be turned into a flower pot. Almost everything can be reused, and they are all just daily items in our life.
The field trip has great influences to both parents and children as they all determined to do recycling in everyday life.
For the 2020 Taiwan Lantern Festival in Taichung, 3,000 plastic bottles were used to make a wall to light up the night. City volunteers wanted to remind everyone that besides the bottle itself, the plastic cap is recyclable as well. Let's see how the volunteers were able to promote environmental protection.
Using plastic bottles to make up a wall, the Tzu aphorism is especially highlighted. The body is used as the wall and the cap is not wasted either.
就用力呀，要用力。手有没有？哎呦，压太久就会有一点红红痛痛。转角还好。对，就慢慢的，不要太急。
7 characters to represent the Tzu aphorism of knowing your blessings, treasuring your blessings, and sowing your blessings are decorated with the plastic bottle caps.
One can recycle the PET bottle itself as well as the cap. When it is brought to the recycler, they are able to reuse the cap, so both the cap and the bottle itself are recyclable.
Not wasting resources, the entire PET bottle is recyclable. With the characters surrounded by lights, this illuminated Tzu aphorism can surely make an impression at the 2020 Taiwan Lantern Festival in Taichung.
In the United States, Tzu Chi Walnut campus hosts winter camps every year. This year, the teachers also brought the students to a police station for the students to learn about the hard work of policemen. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.